Hey, how's everyone doing tonight? I mean, it's Monday, so I don't really know how well everything's going, really. Play Crisis or Riot. Okay, I can play Crisis. I can play Crisis Extended. Oh! And in searching for Crisis Professor Layton on YouTube.com, it turns out that Crisis is a track that features in Professor Layton vs. Ace Attorney as well, which only makes sense because it's a baller track. Honestly, after playing Professor Layton and getting used to the sheer amount of accordions in the soundtracks for these games, no other video game soundtracks do it like Layton does. Just be like, okay, great. Where are the accordions, though? I mean, I don't care if it's fully orchestrated soundtrack. If there's no accordions in your orchestra, then what's the point? We are, in fact, cocktail ballin'. Before I get started with the stream, I want everyone to take a moment and say happy birthday to Nikki Yummy Burger in the chat here. It's her birthday, and she's still deciding to come view my stream, so everybody say happy birthday. Nikki, I hope you've had a great day so far. I'm aiming to make it better, or worse, maybe, I haven't decided yet. Alright, now that the gang's mostly all here, I'm gonna, boot up my emulator and actually get into playing the game. Story so far. Luke and Layton finally come face to face with Luke's future self in the Gilded 7 casino. The level 5 sound is just iconic. It really is. The three discuss the crisis that has befallen London before they're suddenly attacked by the family. After a narrow escape, Layton and Luke follow future Luke as he leads them back to a restaurant in town. Yeah, so I closed out last time, right after the casino shootout, which I had to get to it before I could end the stream. It's so good. Definitely, top 3 cutscenes in the game of all time. In the whole, not even just in this game, but, the whole franchise. That, and, it making you do, a block arrangement puzzle to make a to jerry-rig a machine gun out of a slot machine? That's crazy. Crazy good. Alright, where are we going? What a splendid fountain this would be if it were running. Yep. What sort of fools would destroy their own casino like that? No, wait, was that Big Luke? Yeah. Layton totally should be in Smash. Oh, we haven't seen you before. Ah! Why are you sneaking up on me like that? You almost gave me a heart attack. Sorry, sir. I didn't think a simple hello would scare you so much. I was lost in thought and didn't see you there. Anyway, I have things to take care of. Goodbye. Okay. How odd. That's one way to put it, Professor. What's odd, Professor? Take a look at the ground, Luke. He left footprints. That man left wet footprints even though it hasn't rained since we got here. So why were his shoes wet? I haven't the foggiest. Cool, just gonna leave that open-ended. Going to the arcade restaurant. Okay. That man's trip was insane. The breeze today is so nice. I wish my hubby would come home from work so we could go on a picnic. I forgot what voice I gave her. Just a little farther, Luke. We're almost to the arcade now. I know, we walked through there earlier. Oh, right. Of course you did. You mentioned that before, didn't you? Yeah. Hey, you know, there's something I've been wondering about. What's on your mind? Well, a time machine able to take people to any point in time could really change the world. Not just that, it could improve people's lives. Yes, it certainly has the potential to do that. So even though the machine could do so much for people, you want to stop it from being made. Think about this scenario. Imagine there's this bully who's always giving you trouble. Go on. Now let's say you had that time machine we've been talking about. Would you travel back in time to when that bully was a bratty 5-year-old and wail on him? Of course not, that'd be cruel. Of course you wouldn't, because you've got a good heart. But imagine the damage someone less kind could do with a machine like that. I guess I never thought of it that way. We've got to stop that machine from being built. You've completely changed my mind, just with one example. That was like the safer work version of the, like, would you kill baby Hitler in the cradle if you could question. Look, there's the restaurant. Is this the place you had in mind, Bigger Luke? Yes, this is the one. Let's head in. Let's talk to him first. Ugh. Ow. Wow, you look terrible. What's wrong? Oh, hey kid. Yeah, I'm kind of a mess right now. Bostro came by and really stuck it to me. Ugh. That's awful. Yeah, you're telling me. He kept carrying on about some brat who got into the casino. That brat wouldn't happen to be you, would it? Me? Gotta go, bye! No way, I wouldn't dream of going into an awful place like that. Oh good, I was afraid I was gonna have to teach you a lesson for doing something so knuckle-headed. Cause I'm really in no shape for any teaching right now. I just don't get to get Bostro. He flies off the handle for no reason at all. Luke, do you see that man in black over there? Does he seem familiar to you? Yeah, he's the one who brought us that letter from you. It's gonna be Shipley, isn't it? Guess we have to talk to him. Sorry to keep you waiting, Shipley. Not at all. I just got here a moment ago myself. Though you've all met before, I don't think you've ever had a proper introduction. This is my good friend, Shipley. Shipley has played a vital role in the effort to bring you and little Luke to our time. Pleased to meet you, Shipley. Likewise, Professor. I'm sorry I had to be so brief with you when we last met. Luke here told me I shouldn't share any details until he had a chance to speak with you himself. Don't give it another thought. Luke needed to test us before sharing the details of his plan. Shipley, did you manage some reconnaissance work in Chinatown, as I asked? I did indeed, Luke. That filthy scumbag Layton... apologies, Professor. That would be the evil Layton I'm referring to, not yourself. But the Professor is apprised of the situation. Do continue. So the letter did come by time-traveling postman. You know, like most letters do. Right. You know the towering pagoda located in Chinatown? Apparently evil Layton is holding those scientists captive there. It seems he has them working on something day and night. So the scientists are in the tower itself. This is going to make things very difficult. I also heard another peculiar rumor while I was about town. Yes? Word has it that the Prime Minister who disappeared 10 years ago is being held up there too. What? Bill Hawks. Boo, we hate your pussy. I wish he had died. He was missing the day of the accident. He's been missing for 10 years. Do you suppose evil Layton might have abducted the Prime Minister in addition to all those scientists? We won't know until we check the facts for ourselves. Bigalook, you seem apprehensive at the mentioning of the towering pagoda. What is this place? Oh, you know, it's the big ominous building at the end game of every one of our adventures together, Professor. The towering pagoda is the family's stronghold, and it sits by a sea of warehouses in Chinatown. To complicate matters, the whole of Chinatown is controlled almost exclusively by the family. That means even getting within walking distance won't be easy. Be that as it may, we need to head to the source of this madness if we are to uncover the truth. Can you get us safely to the tower? Infiltrating a place like that is going to take a bit of preparation. Why don't I split off for a bit and see if I can secure a safe route to the tower for us? Go on and set out for Chinatown without me. Shipley can tell you how to get that far. Alright? Very well. Good. Now I need to get moving. Be careful out there. Wow. He sure took off in a hurry. Shipley, we need to get to Chinatown. What's the best way there? Let's see. I'd say your best bet is to head back north on Flatstone Street. As you make your way to the casino, there's a small set of stairs that go off to the right. Did you see them before? Ah, yes. Now that you mention it, I do recall passing by an area that fits that description. Good. Head up those stairs and follow the narrow path at the top until you hit the riverbank. From there, just follow the path you're on and it'll take you straight to Chinatown. You're not coming with us, Shipley. I wish I could, but I've got to stay here and wait for word from your older self. Very well. Thank you for your assistance, Shipley. Come, Luke, we mustn't dilly-dally here. Take care of yourself out there. If you run into any trouble, you can always find me here. Thanks. You're just going to have a bite before you leave? Now that's a real shame, lad. Not to twist the knife in, but you're missing out on some extremely fine Yorkshire pudding. Believe me, if I stay, I would. Or if I could stay, I would. Next time I'm here, I'm ordering for 2. I can't, like, decide if I want to, like, stick to the accents with them or not. So I'm just ending up in this really weird, like, in-between place with their voices. Go to Chinatown. Is that this way? No, that's back to the clock shop. Let's see if Max has a... Oh, yes, Max has a puzzle for us. Hey, fellas! I came across a neat puzzle the other day. Want to hear it? A new puzzle, huh? Where'd you find it, Max? It's a secret, but if you solve it, I'll tell you the answer. What do you say? You want to try? Sure! Another fucking clock puzzle! Yeah! Chart a path from the starting square in the top left corner to the ending square in the bottom right corner. You can move horizontally or vertically, but you can't move in the direction that the arrows on each square are pointing. So we can't move in the clock directions. I say another clock puzzle just because most of them only have like 1 or 2 hands, so they do look like clocks, but I see there's a couple that have 3. Also, you can't use the same square twice. Can you make it to the green flag? Touch each square to chart your path. Alright, give me a minute to get my tablet out here and rearrange stuff on my desk to accommodate it. Using my tablet really does make doing the puzzles a lot, like, easier mechanically. I just gotta remember to do this before stream. Alright. You can move horizontally or vertically, but you can't move in the direction of the arrows on each square pointing. Okay. So, starting in the top left corner. Let's go... I don't even have to memo this. So we start here. So we can go left, or it's not left or right. That's right. So as long as we're not heading in the direction indicated by... So actually, let's see, how do I get... So we have to come on it from above here, because if we were to move from this square, it has an arrow pointing right, so that means we can't approach it from the right, essentially. Okay. Just gonna take those back. It's actually, I think this puzzle is actually more easier to solve if you work it backwards. So at least now I know how I have to approach the flag. The only way to get here would be if we did this guy, this. Okay, so I think this works. Not moving up or down. Move down, down. Nope, okay. So I can't move left from this square. And I can't move up from this square. So... I also can't be moving left from that square either. So let's try... I can't move down from that guy. So I pretty much... Oh, let's try moving from this direction instead. There. I think that'll get us there. Starting from here, moving right, down, left, down, right, up, right, down. Yep, looks good.
How about this?
Nice. First puzzle in the stream.
That's a relief.
In the bag. Only half an hour into the stream. Ding, ding, ding. That's correct. So where did you find that neat puzzle? You are going to tell me that now, aren't you? Ding, ding, ding. I found it by tapping on a suspicious-looking area. A suspicious-looking area? Ding, ding, ding. Yep, if something looks a little fishy, just tap on it a few times. Sometimes, if you're lucky, a hint coin or puzzle wheel will appear out of thin air. Wow, that's amazing. Yep, you need a sharp eye though. Those hidden items could be anywhere. If you tap an area and something happens, well, let's just say that's a good sign. What kind of thing will happen? Oh, you know, maybe you'll see water spouting up or a puff of dust. If you see something like that, tap that same spot again. You never know what you might uncover. Got a mushroom sticker. Oh, it's for picture book 2. We haven't even finished the first one yet. Oh, you're new. The weather sure is nice today, don't you think? Sure, it's not bad, I guess. On days like this, I always bake cookies. Thing is, I haven't been able to enjoy any of them because of this problem I'm having. Would you mind helping me with my conundrum? I'll give you some cookies for your trouble. Free cookies? Well, who am I to refuse someone in need? Little food-motivated guy. There are 15 cookies to share amongst a large group. The first person eats 1 cookie, then passes 2 equal portions of the leftover cookies to 2 other people. This is a pyramid scheme. They both eat a cookie, then each pass 2 equal portions of their remaining cookies to 2 other people, and so on, until all the cookies are gone. This is literally a pyramid scheme. It takes 1 minute to eat a cookie. Ignoring the time it takes to pass them, what's the shortest amount of time they could take for all of the cookies to be eaten? Okay, this is just like that, like how long does it take to pass the message along kind of puzzle from the last game. Alright. So we start with one person eating cookies. And there are 15 cookies, alright, so they eat 1, that leaves 14, so we got 7 and 7. And they each miss 1, so we got 3, 3, 3, 3. And everybody here eats 1. So then it's 1, 1. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes.
How about this?
Okay, that was pretty straightforward.
Phew, that's a relief.
Cookies will be gone in 4 minutes. Use the diagram below that we did from left to right instead of vertically, just so we can say it's not a pyramid scheme. Hey, Dolly. I only just, like, got into the game, so it's... You haven't missed anything story-wise. Cookies always taste so much better when you share them with somebody, don't you think? Oh. Crunch, crunch. I can't make crunching noises completely. Glad you think so, too. Raincoat sticker. Okay. I'm not talking to that bitch again. No, that's the subway. I gotta go up one more. Woo, cutscene! Hey, it's Satcher again.
Here you go.
What's this now?
Open it and see.
A hat?
Not just any hat.
For the newly appointed
hat.
professor. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're a
Hat origin
fully
story.
fledged member of the academic community now. So you've got to look the part. Very dashing, Herschel. The picture of a true gentleman.
A true gentleman?
No, leave it on. It suits you. It really does. so no taking it off. Oh, look at the time. I didn't realize how late it was. I have to go to the lab. We're running a very important experiment today. Let's continue this celebration over dinner tonight. Oh, and promise me you'll wear the hat. It's not your usual style, but keep an open mind. After all, isn't that what a gentleman does?
So there we have his hat origin story. Now, I promise you, we are gonna see Hatless Layton at some point in this game, but you're gonna wish you hadn't asked for it. Did you see that, Professor? Wasn't that the same woman we saw earlier? I suppose it was. You seem distracted, Professor. Are you alright? What was that? Oh, right, I'm fine. If you say so. Oh, look at that! I bet those are the stairs Shipley mentioned. I could have sworn that was Claire, but it couldn't be. No, there's still some in there. Up in the spice cabinet. Green. Alright, word has it that the Prime Minister who disappeared 10 years ago is being held up there too. Please get out of my spice cabinet. You don't want to be in there, it's very crowded. Perhaps the Prime Minister wasn't abducted 10 years ago. Sorry, please excuse the brief guest starring moment from my dad asking me where things are in the kitchen. Could he have been brought to the future like Luke and me? Luke and I! No, it's Luke and me. I'm wrong. Sorry for trying to correct you, Professor. What if all this talk of time travel is real? If so, then maybe that was Claire. No, it defies all logic. Claire can't be here. After that awful day, there's no way. Mystery woman. A woman who looks uncannily like Professor Layton's old sweetheart Claire's wandering around town. Who could she be? Remember the last time we investigated the sewer? Yeah, that guy Sylvain was there and all that crap. I am playing the game that has made you cry several times. It's made me cry several times too. In fact, I was just asked, why can't we see Hatless Layton? To which I said, oh, we're gonna see Hatless Layton, but you're gonna hate it. Oh no, wait, I was supposed to go right that way. Do you suppose that bronze statue depicts some sort of local hero? I'm gonna have a quick look. Hey, that looks, kind of familiar. Say, Professor, the man in this statue has the same hat as yours. So he does. If I'm the man in the statue, does that mean you're the boy there? He doesn't look a thing like me. Oh, there's a description of the statue here. Let's see. Seems our friend here was some sort of famous author. An author, you say? Not a professor? Can you imagine if he was? Well, that would be quite a coincidence. Let's see what else it says. The fellow used to write big, complicated books, but that all changed because of the boy here. The boy was sick, and to cheer him up, the man wrote an adventure novel for people of all ages. I guess the book was so successful that he went on to write more of them. What a heartwarming story. Oh, but that's not all, Professor. Here, I'll read you the rest. In the end, the little boy was taken by his illness. However, the extraordinary friendship between the author and the boy would remain forever. I can't believe how sad that ending is. There. It's not all bad, my boy. It sounds like the two found true friendship in each other. Some people go through their whole lives without experiencing that. I suppose so. It's still sad, though. Look here, it says, in memory of an extraordinary and everlasting friendship. Wouldn't it be wonderful if our friendship grew to those heights? Oh yeah, look, okay, once again, he's asked Luke to read something for him. That's another one for the professor doesn't know how to read box. What do you mean if? Our friendship is already extraordinary and everlasting. Now, Luke, I didn't mean to ruffle your feathers. You're right, we're very good friends. You're not upset, are you? Why would I ever be upset? Anyway, we'd better get going. I don't want to talk about it. Oh dear. That's something that we're gonna have to talk about later. It's official. I am a genius. Just listen to this puzzle I thought up. It's a real gem. Brothers and sisters. If this is another guess how old they all are kind of puzzle, I'm gonna be so mad. Below are 3 siblings, A, B, and C. I have 1 older brother and 3 younger sisters. B says I have 2 older brothers and 2 younger sisters. C says I have 3 older brothers and 1 younger sister. For all of their statements to be true, what's the smallest possible number of siblings there can be in the family? Okay, so it's at least 5. So let's just start by addressing A's. So here's A. So we have a bro, and the rest of these are all sisters. B says, I have 2 older brothers and 2 younger sisters. So that would say A is a bro, sis number 3, the sister is B. C says, I have 3 older brothers and 1 younger sister. It's weird, because now it's making me think there has to be 6. I have 3 older brothers and 1 younger sister. So it makes sense if this was C. But we've already decided that B is a sister. So there has to be an extra brother. So I'm gonna say 6.
Let's see if I've got this right.
Okay, that actually is 6. I was expecting that
that's
to be
settled.
wrong, honestly. The smallest possible number of siblings is 6. At first glance, it might seem like there are only 5, but the fact that A says he has 3 younger sisters means there must be at least 3 female siblings. C says she has 3 older brothers, means there must be at least 3 male siblings. So 5 siblings isn't quite enough. Okay. Cool, that was another, oddly straightforward one. Oh, you solved it. You must have cheated or something. Later, cheater pants. Okay, you don't have to be like a dick about it. I literally just used my brain. You all saw. Hello? A real man backs down from no puzzle. In fact, nothing delights him more than pursuing a solution. You there! You're a man, are you not? Well then don't just stand there. Solve this puzzle. This is... The professor has a clone? So first we got bigger Luke, and now we got smaller Layton. Puzzle number 34, the mysterious memo. When you returned to your apartment, you discovered a strange piece of paper next to your calculator. Your roommate must be trying to tell you something before he left. The note says 101 times 5. Okay. 101 times 5 equals 505, which is SOS, haha. Numbers equal letters. Why couldn't he have told me boobs?
That should do the trick. Well, that's settled.
The roommate was asking for help, but he left me no other relevant information, so I guess he's just gonna die. At last, an answer. You, sir, prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that every puzzle has an answer. Excellent work, my good man. Okay. Cool. It's never a good idea to go around tapping rubbish bins, my boy. Dude, that's like video games 101. You always gotta check the garbage can. Alright. When you remember that Layton with the hat is 5'9", and that goes to show how short some of these characters are. This guy is literally like 3 feet tall. Is this really the way to Chinatown? It's awfully dirty and dark. Why the sudden apprehension? Does the place frighten you, my boy? Me? Scared? No way! I just want to get out of here. Let's go. Now, Luke, don't just run off. Be careful. You could slip. Whoa! Ow! 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 Slip on another banana peel? Oh dear. Now what did I just tell you? Professor, are you smiling right now? Is my pain funny to you? It's funny to all of us. Smiling? Me? Certainly not. Are you quite alright? I just pinked up my knee a little. I'll walk it off. Oh good. I was worried for a moment. Let's go. I look away and I hear Susie monkey noise. No, I'm not making monkey noises. Luke was in pain and he was saying ow. You look interesting. Hey, little man. You ever been so bored you could keel over? Me too. Like right now. Why are you so bored? Well, mostly because I got nothing to do, but also because I sort of lost my life and now I can't find it. He was saying ow like 5 times over, that's what the chat box said. How does one lose one's life? A while back, this guy tells me I can make money hand over fist doing easy work. I was out of a job at the time, so I figure why not, right? Makes sense? Yeah, I think so too, until I realized my sweetheart gig isn't so sweet, you know? Guy throws me in a dark hole and has me digging all day and all night. I bust my hump 24/7. It sounds like whatever he was paying you, it wasn't worth it. I haven't even gotten to the worst part yet. When I finally finish the job, I head home, right? But everything gets all switched around while I'm in the hole, and I can't find my family or house. Oh my gosh! Maybe you traveled through time like we did! Who, what, where now? I don't really follow you, but I do know I've been out here on my own for a while. Only thing I've got to pass the time are these puzzles I do, yeah? Here, try one. You dug a bunch of tunnels, but they turned out to be as convoluted as an ant farm. You have to connect A to A apostrophe, B to B apostrophe, and C to C apostrophe. And you can't use the same path twice. However, the only way to do this is to make one connection go above the ground. Is this connection A, B, or C? Okay. So, let's start with A. And get all the way down to A apostrophe. B can... No, he can't. See how B can go. And C, does C have like an easy path? Now this will be easy. Can I, like, please just get to C? I'm gonna say it's, like, C has to go above ground.
This one's as good as solved.
Ooh,
No
30%
puzzle can
chance.
stop Layton's
Got it.
apprentice.
Good job there, little man. I can tell you're a thinker. You remind me of my son. He thinks he knows everything, but he's a good boy. He used to love it when I'd give him a puzzle to work on. Sure wish I could see the scamp. This guy is separated from his children, and we're just gonna like... Oh, ooh, what's this? Yikes, it broke! Well, what do you expect when you go around poking at everything? But I wasn't even tapping at it that hard. Luke. Oh, that's his you're in trouble voice. Sorry, I probably should be more careful. I agree. Now let's see what kind of damage you've caused here. What's this? I do believe this leads somewhere interesting. Let's have a look at what's on the other side. But, isn't this trespassing? Professor, wait up! Professor said, I don't give a fuck about no property rights. Ah, so that's where this leads. Can we leave now, Professor? The casino staff will not be happy about this if they find out. You're such a worrywart, Luke. Maybe so, but I still think we should leave right away. Remember, like half an hour ago, these guys tried to kill us, like with actual guns, in an E-rated game. Probably E10, now I think about it. Okay, so now we have sort of a shortcut, in case we ever need to go back to the casino again. Looks like we're on the right track. Here's the River Thames. Indeed, and it looks as majestic as ever. I suppose some parts of London never change. Even after 10, a whole— hey, that wasn't there before. I see you've noticed it too, Luke. That has to be the biggest lighthouse I've ever seen, and it sure wasn't there before. It's in almost pristine condition, so it must have been built fairly recently. You look like fun. Good day, you two. Isn't the view here positively glorious? Yes, it's quite nice. It's nothing short of breathtaking. Psst! Professor! Look at this guy! Do you suppose he could be part of the family? Now you listen, boy. I'm standing right here. If you have something to say it to my face. What's more, I don't appreciate being associated with those drably dressed ruffians. Look at this suit, boy. Do you see that stitchwork? This was custom made in Italy. Italy, I say. Ever so sorry, sir. I meant no offense. It was foolish of me to think you were part of that bunch. Well, as long as you acknowledge your mistake, I'm willing to let bygones be bygones. This once. But just so there's no doubt as to my identity, allow me to introduce myself. Before you stands London's most distinguished, dashing, and debonair man. The name's Graham. I would tell you to remember the name, but I know you'll never forget it. Got it! Graham, London's most distinguished, dashing, and, I forgot the last part. But I won't forget the name, I promise! Okay, that was a very long conversation for that guy to give me nothing. Iron Bridge. Oh, hello there. Say, do you happen to know if this is the way to Chinatown? Yes, this path will take you there. Probably. Probably? Haven't you taken this path before? No way, I've just got this feeling that something could happen to me down there. Something bad. Like, what if I had to run with the family? That would get messy fast. I'm better off just staying here and solving puzzles. Puzzle number 36, hide and goon sake. That's good. I've got a feeling the family goons might be lurking around here. I don't want any trouble, so I've hidden in a spot where I can spy on them without being seen. Do me a favor, will you, and tell me how many goons there are. Okay, so we gotta look around this whole image, but with like a limited viewpoint. And figure out how many there are. Okay, I'm just gonna start from the top left and just work my way like across and down. Okay, 1, popping out from on the roof. 2, shaking his fist on a balcony. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I think it's 9. I don't see anywhere else that, like, has a hidden guy in it.
This one's as good as solved.
Cool. On a roll
I
tonight.
knew it!
I'm a little bit worried about how straightforward all these puzzles in a row are, 'cause, like, I just know I'm gonna get one that's, like, a real doozy. Eventually. A man. What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. Hey, you solved my puzzle. Guess you're not part of the family, then. They're not too bright, see? Of course not. We're no family goons. I'm Luke, and this man here is the famous Professor Layton. Ah! Layton, you say? Of course he's not a family goon. He's the head honcho. Help! Somebody help me! Oops. I forgot the name Layton tends to scare the socks off people in this time. Way to go, Luke. Yes, it's unfortunate, but people seem to think I'm a criminal. Literally, like 2 minutes ago he was, like, trespassing on private property. On a more interesting note, do take a look at the ground, Luke. Oh, it's the wet footprints. Man, all these people have been bathing together or something? Those footprints must belong to the man who just ran off. Come to think of it, his feet and pants were all wet. But why? Luke, I don't think it's polite to discuss people's incontinence in public. You made another man wet himself, Luke. Stop scaring people. It's a bit chilly out for a swim, don't you think? Indeed. So how did he get all wet? That's our final mystery, is wet clothes. Suspicious individuals. Men in white laboratory coats seem to be all over this part of town, but the odd thing is that their trousers and shoes are always soaking wet. Why on earth would they be walking around London with wet feet? I don't know, puddles. There's a lot of, like, perfectly reasonable explanations for this. I don't know why that's specifically a mystery. You know, Professor, without the trees here, this hill is actually kinda creepy. What's the matter, Luke? Are you afraid of bumping into a ghost? Come on, Professor. I know you would never believe in something so unscientific. Unscientific, you say? Yeah, there's no proof that ghosts exist. Nothing based on fact, anyway. And as a man of science, naturally, you don't fear something as silly as ghosts, right? Well, maybe just a little. I'm dilly-dallying for him. Ooh, what's over here? A puzzle. I spy with my little eye a hidden puzzle. Number 147, paving the garden. You want to lay one of the 5 types of paving stones below around your garden without their overlapping each other or any of the 4 white flower bushes. You can rotate the stones, but they can't be flipped. Which one should you use, A, B, C, D, or E? Type your answer. Okay. So let's just start by blocking them off like this. They can be rotated but not flipped. Okay, so that already rules out A, actually. And B... I think, yeah, that can't be B. Could be C. Can't be D, but it can be E, I do believe.
Here's my answer.
Nice. See, okay, honestly, every time I get one right, I'm, like, more scared for whatever one is gonna come jump at me later. That I'm gonna be stuck on. Ha! I knew I could do it. Oh, wait, that was back the way we came. Whoops. Psst. Hey there, you two. You got a lost look about you. Do you know where you are? I confess we do not. It's our first time passing through here. Listen, I could be wrong, but looks like you two are a couple of upstanding citizens. I'm a nice fella, so I'll clue you two in. You're standing right on top of the Black Market Bazaar. Black Market? Wow, I didn't know that was a physical location. Wow, I was right, kid. We sell a lot of weird stuff out here. And no one questions where it comes from. If it was me and those shiny loafers of yours, I'd keep my head down and vamoose as quick as I can. Yes, that seems prudent. Before we go, though, tell me, why do people come all the way out here to do their shopping? Listen, kid, the things for sale here, well, let's just say you won't find them at the supermarket. But come to the bazaar, and who can say what treasures you'll find? So, you deal in antiques and other rare items, right? I think we've asked enough questions for one day, Luke. Let's move on, shall we? But I'm gonna come back here for some coke later. You two be careful. Oh, and if you're ever in the market for something hard to locate, swing by. Hey, we've seen that sunflower before. I can't stop looking at this curious flower and the strange little insect zipping around it. I'm not gonna talk about it though, just that little kitty cat though? Oh, hello there, Mr. Cat. Meow. 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 Question mark? Catanova? What's he saying, Luke? He says he's in a bit of a jam, Professor. I just gave Luke a man's voice. Whoops. Luke's hitting puberty, like, mid-conversation. This tomcat is trying to meet up with his sweetheart. However, the dogs on the squares with the X's can smell a cat up to 3 squares away and chase him off. They can't, however, smell a cat through a wall. Which entrance, A, B, C, or D, should the tomcat take to be reunited with his lady friend? Okay, so I'm gonna start by within 3 squares. So I'm just gonna start by crossing out everywhere. I'm gonna, well, if it can't go through a wall, I don't know if they, like, can it go around corners? I don't really, I'm not sure about that part. I'm gonna work with this assumption to start with, and I don't know. Let's see. Trying to get to my lady friend, and I can't use entrance A at all. So let's try B. Though B, you're head off of B right away by this guy. So let's try C. And C, we can actually get to her pretty easily. So let's try that.
How about this? Phew, that's
Okay.
a relief.
Got it right on the first try, but like every I can feel like the number of puzzles that I get right on the first try like mounting, and every one of them just increases the difficulty of an eventual like later puzzle by like 50. I'm very scared for what's coming up later. Meow? Meow. I know. I'm glad we get help too. Yes. Glad to be of service. That's so funny. Layton's like, yeah, I'm gonna talk to this cat, because my apprentice can. Obviously, he can understand me. We're gonna keep on going to the black market. Smell me. Oi! Just what do you two think you're doing? No one passes through this gate here. Now clear out, or we'll have more than words with each other. Are you coming on to me? I see. The nerve of them! They're just a pair of brutes, don't you agree? Professor, what are you thinking about? Definitely not sex with men, my boy. Tell me, Luke, do those two remind you of anyone we know? It's not an exact match, but they do bear a resemblance to a certain pair of fellows we know. Of course! You're talking about Inspector Chelney and Barton. I am. Similarities are quite striking, don't you think? Big guy in charge? Check. Short assistant? Check. But something tells me the inspector wouldn't take kindly to being told he resembles a criminal. Speaking of the inspector, did his presence at the event seem at all odd to you? The event? Do you mean the time machine demonstration? Yes. Why do you suppose a police inspector was invited to an event like that in the first place? Well, he's cracked quite a few tough cases. Maybe his celebrity status got him invited. Yes, I'd assume the same thing. After all, pseudo-celebrity status is what got you and me our tickets. Pseudo-celebrity? Nonsense! You're the great Professor Layton. The very model of a modern-day English gentleman. I hate to say it, Luke, but I think you're the only one who'd heap that kind of praise on me. From what I saw, almost everyone there was a part of London's upper class or the media. The inspector and I were clear exceptions to an otherwise homogeneous list of names. So, the question looms before us. Why did Dr. Stungun, or whoever he is, invite the inspector and me? What I wouldn't give to hear the inspector's take on the event. Yeah, it's too bad we'd have to go back to our own time to ask him. Wait a second. What if the inspector is still working here in the future? Professor, there you are. Ah, hello, Luke. I couldn't help but overhear you, so I ran up. Did you say you'd like to meet with the inspector? Yes. Ideally, we would meet him back in our time, while the events of 10 years ago are still fresh. I think we can make that happen. But how? Let's continue this conversation away from prying eyes, shall we? Why don't we head over to the wooded area to the west? Okay, so can't get into Chinatown just yet. Yeah, much better. I don't think anyone is likely to overhear us here. You mentioned that there is a way for us to visit the inspector who exists in our own time. I can only imagine this means returning to the present. Is that possible? Indeed, Professor. But the only way to do it is to use the wormhole in the clock shop. But the door to that place is bolted shut. How will we get in? That shouldn't be a problem. I can get that door open for you. Strange. Why is it that you have such easy access to the wormhole? I promise I'll explain everything when we get there. Please trust me on this. But for now, let's return to the clock shop on Midland Road. But what about our plan to head into Chinatown? I was really looking forward to the black market. That'll have to go on the back burner for now. The situation has changed. Okay, so did we just spend a whole chapter, like, wandering around and accomplishing that? Okay, yeah, basically. Chapter 4, back to the present. So now we're gonna establish the ability to freely travel between the future and the past / our present. Say, when was that lighthouse on the Thames built? About 5 or so years ago. Did anyone complain about the lighthouse's peculiar location? Building a structure like that in the middle of the Thames seems like it'd do more harm than good. You make a good point, Professor, but enough chat about the city. We need to make for the cock shop. It's like, yep, I'm not gonna answer that question though. Oh, thank goodness you stopped. The most debonair gentleman in London requires your assistance. Okay, what's the matter? It's that blasted bird over there. The dreadful creature swooped down and plucked my best cufflinks right off my sleeves. What bird? Now we get the parrot! Oh, that must be the bird this fellow was talking about. Oh wow, a parrot! Don't just stand there gaping. Grab the awful thing before he gets away. You may not have noticed, sir, but we're in a bit of a hurry here. Listen to yourself, Luke. Don't you remember what the professor always says? Helping people in need is the duty of every gentleman. I suppose you've got me there. Very well then, let's think. This bird clearly likes shiny objects. Tell me, sir, do you have anything shiny we can borrow for a moment? Of course! What sort of gentleman would I be without the proper accoutrement? Here, I carry around this garnet for when I need to accessorize the little flash. Okay, Steven Universe Watcher. Oh dear. What's wrong? Curses! My garnet has fallen to the bottom of my bag and I can't quite reach it. You're not making it very easy to help you, sir. I can't reach it in the bottom of my bag. Okay, I knew it was gonna be one of these type of puzzles, but the fact that it's like, oh no, I can't reach to the bottom of my bag and find like a stupid little gemstone. Oh, this is weird, isn't it? I don't remember this puzzle at all. Like, usually most of these I have some kind of, like, vague recollection of, like, playing it in the past, but this one, no dice.
I do believe I've got the answer.
Okay, I've said this, I think I said this last time.
It seems I was right on the money.
But, future, like, bigger Luke is voiced by Yuri Lowenthal, who does a lot of, like, anime dubbing and stuff, but he also voices another character in the prequel games who happens to be, like, my favorite Layton character of all time, honestly, or one of them. He's in Miracle Mask, and that's my favorite game. So it's like, it's so weird, like, I can hear Randall in his voice, but it's, like, different. It's so odd. Because I knew he voiced Randall before I ever knew he voiced, bigger Luke. Aha! There we are! With any luck, this flashy bauble will attract the feathery fellow. When he gets close, see if you can make friends. All I hear is Marth. Wait, does he do Marth too? I mean, Yuri Lowenthal being everywhere is just kind of a joke in itself. Right then, here goes. Here he comes. What? Squirk? Squirk? Don't worry, little guy. We won't hurt you. Squirk? Squirk? You don't say. Say, that bird seems pretty keen on you. Are you friends now? Of course! Now that you're friends, why don't you give him a name? That's a great idea, Professor! But what should I name him? Okay. Parrot's name, now taking all comers. Who wants to name the parrot? Marth? Yep, that's the parrot's name now. Marth. Hello, hello! Nice to meet you! I'm Marth! Hello back at you! I'm Luke. Nice to meet you too, Marth! That's what's gonna happen when Luke and Layton get added to Smash Brothers. Well done, Luke! That was amazing! Of course! What else would you expect from the apprentice of the great Professor Layton? Now we've got our last minigame. You have a new feathered friend, Marth the Parrot. The parrot minigame has been added to the trunk. First, have the parrot play with Luke to learn the basics. Once you've done that, you'll have the chance to do lots more with your parrot pal. Thank heavens you caught that feathery menace. What fine young men you two are. Keep at it, and one day you may well each become a true gentleman like myself. We're glad we could help. Here you go. I believe these cufflinks and garnet are yours. Ah, yes. There we are. With these on, I'm even more devastatingly handsome than before. I believe you two young men deserve something for your trouble. There's really no need, sir. Yes, he's right. Helping people is reward enough for any gentleman. So let's check out our friend the parrot. Hey, let's have some fun, Marth. Squawk? Right, so all you have to do is bring that apple to me. Think you can do it? Or? Your parrot has generously volunteered his services as a delivery bird. Unfortunately, the heavy items he has to carry make it hard for him to fly properly. Predict his flight path, and help him to the recipient by making perches out of ropes for him. Create a perch for your parrot by connecting any two posts with a rope. The number of ropes at your disposal changes with each delivery request. The position and angle of each perch will affect the trajectory of your parrot's flight. Build efficient perches that will help your parrot get to his destination as quickly as possible. Ropes can't intersect with each other, and you can't attach two ropes to the same post. Tap clear to erase all the ropes. Tap start to send your parrot out to deliver his package. Watch how he flies closely. If you want to cancel a delivery attempt while the parrot is flying, tap quit. When the parrot lands on a flat perch, he will return to his basic flight path when he takes off next. By laying out a number of well-placed perches, your parrot can fly to very high places. Complete the course by guiding your parrot over to the delivery recipient. During delivery, if your parrot flies off screen or falls into a hole, you must reattempt delivery. Your parrot must reach the recipient before time runs out, so keep an eye on the clock. Oh, we're timed for this too? Okay. Okay, so now we see he's gonna start like this. So he starts here, he goes here, he's gonna go here, and then... Okay. That's the tutorial. Easy enough. Wow, great work, Marth. You got that apple to me in no time. Wow, great! Wow, great! Whenever you want to do another delivery, just give me a squawk, won't you? Delivery squawk! Delivery squawk! Okay. Back to the cock shop. Let's take the path on the left up here. The left? Will that take us back to Midland Road as well? It will, and in half the time. Cool, got another shortcut. You look fun. Hmm? I see you staring at me. What do you need, boy? Oh, nothing, sir. I just saw you there and thought I'd say hello. You've got some guts approaching me. It makes me laugh. It's been a while since I had myself a chuckle like that. Let me thank you with a puzzle. The 4 children below were playing in a park when they suddenly realized they needed to go home. In their haste, however, they mixed up their coats. A says, I forgot my coat. Okay, so he's like a non-issue. B says, hey, A's name is written in this coat. Yeah, what the... C says, wait a minute, I didn't even bring my coat today, but I'm wearing one now. And D says, this definitely isn't my coat. Who's wearing D's coat? Okay. Okay, so B's coat goes to A, and C's not supposed to have a coat. So his is supposed to go to D, and then that means D's is supposed to go to B.
This one's as good as solved.
There we go.
No puzzle can stop Layton's apprentice.
Let that puzzle be a lesson to you. If you're careless with your things, you can lose them. Here, take this. I found it over there. You must have left it behind last time you were here. A traveler sticker. Oh, hey, that's... Oh, it's Pavel. Okay. Midland Road is just on the other side of that door. I'll run ahead and open it. Hey! The door's locked! Locked? That can't be. Step aside, little Luke. I'll get it open. Strange. It is locked. Look here, you two. There's an unusual set of numbers embedded in the door. It's another fucking puzzle lock. People just, like, they don't use keys anymore, do they? They, like, 10 years in the future. It's just, it's gotta be magic squares. Or, like, block slidey puzzles. To open the door, place 4 numbered tiles on the blank spaces so that all conditions set forth by the equations are fulfilled. Okay. Okay, so the same numbers have to be in each of these slots. So we have that, like, A times B equals C plus D, and vice versa. So we're gonna be playing... Oh, what are we gonna be playing with? This feels like a 2, 4, 8 kind of puzzle. So A times B equals C plus D, but A plus B also equals C times D. Oh, that's very confusing. I'm just gonna put some random crap in here and see what happens. Okay. 6 times 2 equals 4 plus 5. It's 12 equals 9. Not quite. Okay, 6 times 1 equals 4 plus 2. that works out so far. 4 times 2 does not equal 6 plus 1. We're very close. Let's try... Five times 2 is 10, equals 6 plus 4 is 10. 6 times 4 is 24, does not equal 5 plus 2, which equals 7. I need a hint for this one. It's difficult to just try plugging in different numbers. Like, just try, like, hint 1 is always just do the puzzle, idiot. Just do it right. Just don't get it wrong. 2 times 3 equals 6, equals 5 plus 1, which equals 6. 5 times 1 is 5, equals 2 plus 3 equals 5. Oh, I did it on accident! I got it right on accident! Woohoo!
I do believe I've got the answer. It seems I was right on the money.
Yep. Wonderful work, Bigger Luke. I think it's a little early for congratulations, Professor. The door still won't open. If the puzzle wasn't keeping the door shut, what is? Well, I suppose it's time for Plan B. It might seem like too simple a solution, but would you two help me shove this door? Certainly. It seems we've run out of other options anyway. Ready, everyone? All together on 3. 1, 2, 3. Oof. We just knocked that dude over. Who's that sprawled on the street? It's hard to believe, but this fellow must have fallen asleep against the door. This just goes to show that every puzzle has an answer, even if that answer is just brute force. Well, think fast, Professor, because that answer is coming right at us and he looks mad! Hey, why'd you kick down my napping door? Not only did it hurt, but you woke me up! We're terribly sorry, sir. Please understand, we had no idea you were there. Oh, didn't realize it was you. Look, forget I saw anything. I'm feeling kinda queasy, so I'm just gonna head home now. This literally happened to me and my friend when we saw cats, except the guy never woke up. What are you talking about? Are you talking about Cats the movie? Or like Cats just like the animal that hangs around everywhere? I seem to have driven that poor man off again. I wouldn't fret over it too much, Professor. Besides, we need to keep moving toward the cock shop. We're just about there. Did you happen to notice that odd flower growing in the abandoned shop on Southern Midland Road? No, I can't say that I have. What's so strange about that particular flower? Supposedly, it attracts puzzles that have disappeared from their original location. Like a Venus flytrap for puzzles? That's what the rumors say, anyway. I've never actually seen it for myself. But if those rumors are true, we'll have the ability to retrieve any puzzles we've left behind. I'd say that kind of reward more than warrants an investigation of the shop. What do you say, Professor? What do we have to lose? The shop in question is just a quick stroll away, and being able to visit lost puzzles would be very useful. Then what's stopping us? Let's go! Oh no, it wasn't this one, it was right here. No, that was the bar. Whoops. I was right the first time.
Watch out, Professor! There's a bee over there!
Now, Luke, I'm sure he won't hurt us, as long as we don't bother him.
If you say so.
You know, I've never seen a bee quite like this. Can you try talking to him, Luke?
I suppose I can give it a shot.
Well, look at Mr. Tall out here. Clearly he knows a bee of distinction when he sees one.
Cockney bee?
Wow, you're not like any bee I've ever met.
Yeah, you can fucking talk.
Isn't that what I just said? Well, it's true. I'm no run of the IFB, but I do try to blend in.
You'd probably have better luck blending in if you didn't talk.
Sure, whatever you say, smart guy. But listen, I've got something you should hear. You know those puzzles you don't get around to solving? Well, they all come hang out with me. You see, I have what you might call one of them magnetic personalities.
Wait, are you saying you've got the same job as Granny Riddleton?
Granny who? I don't know no grannies. But my name is Beasley. I'm gonna tell you how to peruse those puzzles now. So listen good.
I'm all ears.
Tap that flower over there to see a list of all the puzzles I've got. It's as simple as that. So anytime you get a craving to solve some of the puzzles you left behind, come here. Did that all make sense? Because people tell me I do tend to drone on. Get it? Drone?
It makes perfect sense.
All right then. You have fun with those puzzles, and I'll be here if you need me.
Okay, this is so weird. I think he sounds like Junkrat, and not just in the like British adjacent kind of accent way. Wiry sort of voice sounds so much like Junkrat Overwatch. If you leave too many puzzles unsolved, it can come back to sting you.
So don't just stand there with your mouth hanging open. Tap that flower and get
Wow,
solving.
I see immediate controversy in the chat over me mentioning the name Junkrat. Oh, currently no puzzles anyway. There's the shop. The door was locked earlier and no one would answer it when we knocked. That's because you don't know the secret knock. Watch this. Come on in. Go on. Let's try the door now. Doesn't look like anyone's here. Do you? Well, look who's back. Ah! What are you doing hiding there? I see you've learned the secret knock, dearie. Actually, it was I who did the knocking, Spring. Is Cog around? There you are, Luke. Cog's in the back room. Oh, are you friends with the owners of the cock shop, Luke? I suppose I neglected to mention that earlier. Yes, Spring and Cog have been helping me. Cog actually explains the situation better than I do, so you should ask him about it. Alright, let's see what he has to say. I'm Tick, and I'm Talk, like a clock. Alright, before we get into talking with that guy, I'm gonna get up real quick, use the bathroom, refill my water, and all that good stuff. So, gonna have a brief intermission here. back, and I have food, so I'm going to leave the camera off for a bit while I eat, because unfortunately I'm not at the level of self-confidence where I'll just freely eat on camera. And also I'm definitely not at the Germa tier of popularity where people will beg me to eat a McChicken on stream, so I'm just gonna leave it off while I eat. But let's press on. Cog's in the back room. He'll fill you in on how all this time traveling began. Sorry for keeping you in the dark. It was never my intent to make you feel tricked. I thought I heard voices up front. Nice to see you again, Professor. And, Luke, the Professor's Apprentice. I already forgot what voices I gave, like, most of these people, so... Yes, Luke, of course. Cog, would you mind talking a bit about the wormhole and how it all started? I think it would help get everyone on the same page. It'd be my pleasure. You there, Luke. The smaller Luke, that is. Yes? Tell me, boy, what does this contraption behind me look like to you? A big old clock. Right you are. By my estimates, this clock is well over 100 years old. The old gal needs a lot of TLC to keep chugging along, so I spent quite a bit of time on maintenance. I was right in the middle of oiling her gears one day when two family goons busted in. Here we go. This has got to be the place the boss was talking about. For sure. Hey boss, there's a big clock here, just like you said. It's a real antique. Come over and see. Just what do you two think you're doing barging into my shop? And get your hands off my cock! Can it, Gramps? You don't want to tell us what to do. Don't you know who you're dealing with? Yeah, a bunch of blockheads who won't leave my shop. If I were you, I'd keep a civil tongue in my head. A civil tongue in my head, old man. Now out of the way. We've got a schedule to keep. A schedule, if you will. What are you clowns putzing around for? Get to work. If we don't hurry, these things won't be ready by the time you know who talked about. Sorry, Bostro. We're trying our best, but Gramps here is making things difficult. Don't be a lunkhead. You know how to deal with difficult. Throw him out on the street. Let me go, you dirtbags! We're just gonna go for a little walk, Gramps. That's okay with you, isn't it? You keep your filthy hands off my cock! You hear me? We're just about on schedule. But we have to wait to turn this thing on until it's the exact time the big guy mentioned. That's all I heard before those brutes tossed me out of my own shop. It wasn't until later that I found out what the thugs wanted from my little clock shop. See, the family funded the construction of a time machine by some scientists. I think the idea was to use it to create some kind of wormhole or warp point. But how did they manage to do that? Beats me. It was all mumbo-jumbo. Something about opening up a vortex in the flow of time. Anyway, for whatever reason, the plan didn't go exactly as they anticipated. I see. And somehow this hole in time manifested itself in or near this clock of yours. That'd be the case, yes. The clock here has been ticking away for over 100 years. My guess is that something about the clock's age caused the warp point to gravitate to this spot. Yep, the wormhole, or whatever it's called, was pulled here and became a part of my cock. The thing is, I'm the only one who can keep that old gal running. Which means, like it or not, Spring and I are the only people who can open and close this wormhole. That's really strange. It's a burden is what it is. Once the family found out about what I could do, they forced me to work the clock for them. After a while, I caught wind of Cog's situation. I'm sure it goes without saying, but Cog isn't a part of the family. In fact, the family has been nothing but a source of trouble for poor Cog. It sure sounds that way. Knowing that, I approached Cog and Spring and explained my idea to them. After getting them on board with my idea, Cog fired up the machine and helped get my message to you. And upon receiving your letter, my curiosity took myself and Luke on a journey that led us here. That's quite the plan you dreamt up, Bigger Luke. Thank you, but it's about to get even more interesting. Oh? Professor, with Cog's help, we can send you and Little Luke back to your own time. You'll be able to ask Inspector Chelmy all the questions you want. But when you're done chatting, you will come back to put a stop to what's going on here, won't you? Luke, you of all people should know the answer to that question. I keep my promises, and I intend to solve the problem here. It's what a gentleman would do. Thank you, Professor. That was exactly the answer I was hoping for. Well, I wouldn't dream of leaving things here in this state. You said it yourself, Bigger Luke. The only one who can stop Herschel Layton is Herschel Layton himself. Ha! Quite right. My apologies. I should never have doubted you. Alright. Let me see here. Seems you've solved at least 30 puzzles. Yep, you've done enough research to take your investigation back to your own time. This guy gets a different voice every, sentence, because I keep forgetting what I gave to him, and nothing sounds right now. Hopefully you'll learn something there that'll help us fix the terrible situation in our time. Yes, I hope so too. Now, Cog, if you would be so kind as to fire up the clock. I hope you'll understand if I stay here. I don't want to risk distorting the events of the past any more than necessary. I agree completely. Besides, the poor inspector's eyes might very well pop out of his head if I showed up with 2 Lukes. But just thinking about how fun it would be to see his reaction. Pity you can't come, Bigger Luke. Okay, she's all ready to go. Let's get this show on the road. Here we are. I feel sick. Are you going to be alright, Luke? You're positively green. I feel sort of seasick. My ears are all stuffy, and the ground feels like it's made of marshmallow. Yep, that'd be the time sickness talking. The first jump I made, I felt the same way. Well, Cog, we're going to head off now and see what we can find out. Sounds good. I'll be here waiting for you. Just use that special knock and I'll let you in. Excellent. I was wondering how we'd contact you if you went back to your own time while we were out. Yep, that'd be a pain, alright. Now, you two should skedaddle. I'd like to get home in time for dinner. Hey, she's still here. Cog's in the back room, dearie. Weird. There's no doubt about it, Professor. We're back in our time. The surroundings here certainly do seem familiar. You know, all this time travel really has worn me out. Yes, I could do with the rest myself, but we mustn't keep Cog waiting. You're right. So shall we go find Inspector Chelmy? That will be our second stop. First, I'd like to run by my office, the university. So we are taking a break. Not quite. I need to do a little prep work for our session with Inspector Chelmy. Preparation, my boy, is the foundation upon which every good investigation is built. Right you are, Professor. Now that we're back in our own time, we can reach the university by bus in a matter of minutes. Let's go, Luke. Hey, what's up, man? And how are you doing, young fella? Oh, hello there. Nice to see you again. Again? What's this again business? I just thought I'd give you some advice, is all. Alright, shoot. Not many folks know this, but when you solve puzzles, you can earn these. Oh, if you're gonna talk about picarets, we already know all about them. Ugh. Is that so? Well, big deal. It's not all that great a secret anyhow. Okay, well, thank you. We should really go now. We've got a lot to do. Wait, don't just run off like that. I have, a puzzle! Yes, that's right, I have a puzzle for you. He just wants our attention. Find the clock tower in the village below, just follow these directions. Go straight and take the first left. Take the next right and the next left, and it will be right in front of you. At which spot, A through H, is the tower located? So wait, go straight. Take the first left. Take the next right. And the next left. And it'll be right in front of you. I don't understand. Starting point was that you to take a left and then a right. Okay. Take a left. Then a right. The next right, and then the next left, and then it'll be right in front of you. I'm gonna guess D.
How about this? I guess it's back to the drawing board.
Following the directions mentioned in Hint 1 gives you the following routes starting from spots A and C. A to D to E to G. A to D. Straight. First left. Next straight. And next left. Okay, F.
Here's my answer. I don't know what to say.
It's A.
Here's my answer. I guess it's back to the drawing board.
Yeah, you're allowed to help me with puzzles. This one, I'm just not following what it's trying to tell me.
Here's my answer.
Yes, thank you, Sunny Sunstar.
Phew, that's a relief.
Okay. How was that for a fun puzzle? It's in your top 10, yeah? It was okay, I guess. Well, what? Just okay. Okay, I get it. You're playing it cool. You don't want to let on my puzzle rock your socks off. You might be thinking too hard about this. Head to the university. Let's make our way back to my office. Now, which bus goes to Gressenheller University? Okay. Wow, we're using public transportation. I have to admit that I've gotten a bit turned around with all this time traveling. What are we investigating now? Oh ho ho, feeling a bit discombobulated, my boy. I can hardly blame you. It's also not every day that I travel to the future and meet my adult self. I could do with a bit of a review on our case as it currently stands. Very well. Let's see if we can bring you up to speed. Alright. Do you remember why Bigger Luke called us to the future? To stop the evil Professor Layton, right? And what exactly are we stopping my future self from doing? Alright. We want to stop him, from completing his time machine research. Precisely. Which is exactly why you and I are headed to Chinatown. Oh yes. Now it's all coming back to me. But then we failed to get into Chinatown. It was at that point you started talking about asking the inspector some questions. Yes, but at that time I had no idea we'd be able to jump back to our own time to question him. In that sense, it seems we got pretty lucky, huh? Perhaps. Perhaps. It sounds like something isn't sitting right with you. Is something bothering you? Indeed. And it's that something we've come to investigate. And we've just about reached our stop. We'll run by my office, and then it's off to see the inspector. Arrived at Gressenheller U. Chapter 5, The Forgotten Case. I need to stop by my office and check something. After that, we'll go find Inspector Chelney. There you are, Professor! I can see you cancelled lecture again this week. Let me guess, are you investigating another strange mystery? Hello, Rosetta. Yes, something pressing has come up. But I'll be sure to hold a makeup session later. Oh, no worries, Mr. L. As long as I get my credits, I'm not sweating it. Now, what kind of attitude is that to have, Rosetta? If you want those credits, you'll have to earn them. And as your paper is on the stone relics of Cornwall, I'd say you have your work cut out for you. As your advisor, I insist that you check in with me weekly until your paper's shaped up. I didn't mean to imply I wasn't interested in the work. And I'm very much looking forward to our sessions together. Not every girl has the privilege of receiving private instruction from the great Professor Layton. What I mean to say is that you should check in during office hours. Oh, you don't have to tell me twice, Professor. I'll see you next week. Hee. I don't know what that girl's up to, but it can't be good, Professor. Yes, there is a video of every time Professor Layton's seen at work, and it's literally like 30 seconds long. Like, he's a teacher with, like, students at a college, and he's off doing fuck all for every one of these games. I'm not interested in the work, it's just that you're not even fucking here? I'm paying so much for this class! She's giving you a bad review on Rate My Professor is what she's doing. Nonsense, my boy, I'm sure it's all in your head. You can't fool me. Did you see the look she gave you? She's a man-eater, whatever that means. Oh dear. I'm gonna have to talk with you, don't I, my boy? Herschel, my boy. I've been looking for you. Hello, sir. Didn't you receive my notice that I was on holiday? Oh, that. Yes, everything's in order there. It's something else that I need your help with. In that case, please tell me how I can be of assistance to you, sir. Lean a bit, my boy. What I'm about to ask you, well, I wouldn't like anyone else to hear it. The thing is, I have a puzzle I simply can't work through on my own. My darling granddaughter brought it to me, but I can't for the life of me solve the blasted thing. I can see how that could be quite vexing. Vexing is putting it politely. It's hard to feel like the king of your castle when you can't even solve your grandchild's puzzle. It's a rather serious issue for me, Herschel. It certainly sounds that way, sir. Yes, so I take it I can count on you to help me work through this thing? But of course. Alright, let's do this man's puzzle for him. Here's some matchsticks that spell out 100M. Move one of the matchsticks into the garbage to display a length that is 1/1000th of that size. So, okay. So, 100 meters, and 1/1000th of that. Yeah, fucking matchstick puzzles always, like, give me a headache. So, 100 meters. So, right, 1/1000th of that size would be, like, something in millimeters. No. Not even millimeters. Centimeters. 10 centimeters.
That should do the trick. Well, that's settled.
Get schooled, Dean Delmona. Oh, that's it. My granddaughter's going to flip when she hears how clever her granddad is. I'm glad I could help you with your predicament, sir. Likewise. By the way, Herschel, I do have one small favor to ask of you. Certainly. Let's keep the fact that you helped me with this puzzle between you, me, and the wall, shall we? Of course. After all, you've a reputation to maintain with your granddaughter. It will be our secret. Woohoo! Perceptive as always. And what about you there, young man? Can you keep a secret? Of course. My lips are sealed, sir. Splendid. For that you have my thanks. One last thing, Herschel. There's a young lady in your office. She said she's waiting for you. I see. Oh, you must be talking about Flora. Yeah, we forgot her and went on another adventure without her again. She better be pissed as hell at you, Professor. You just, like, you adopted her and then you just, like, abandoned her. Horrible parent.
Oh, hi there, Flora. You two have got some nerve leaving me alone while you go off on another adventure.
Now, Flora, you know that wasn't our intention at all.
No matter what your intention was, the fact is you still left her alone and ran off without her.
While we were out investigating one issue, an even more troublesome matter arose.
What kind of troublesome matter?
Did this troublesome matter involve a place without, like, phones?
We couldn't have seen it coming, Flora. Honest. Really. Of course, we wouldn't have left you behind on purpose.
Luke is quite right. Do forgive us for our oversight.
Well, okay, just this once. But you two had better not leave me alone again.
You know, just like the time you left me alone in a barn in Dropstone.
Of course not.
Yeah, does bigger Luke, like, not remember Flora? What's done is done, so I guess there's no point in my stewing over it. You two must be awfully tired from all that running around. I just made a pot of tea. I'll go fetch it. Did you just make a promise to Flora? I believe I may have. And unfortunately, this is one promise I fear I may have to break, like every other fucking promise you've made her. God! Professor, that's terrible! Not to mention very unlike you to go back on your word. Well, I don't see you doing anything to dissuade the poor girl from coming with us. Besides, you know our current case is fraught with danger. I don't want her to get hurt. Anyway, we need to finish our work here so we can find the inspector. We'd best move quickly. I suppose you're right, Professor. Alright then, what are we looking for here? Somewhere in my office is a leather-bound notebook with a yellow note sticking out of it. Do you think you can help me find it? Aye, aye, Professor. I'm on the case. Find the notebook. Let's look at your desk. Is this the notebook you were talking about? Why, yes it is. Let's see. Information concerning the explosion at the Institute of Polydimensional Research. Did you put this notebook together, Professor? I did, piece by piece. Sadly, most of its contents have been removed. Whoa, you weren't kidding! Most of the pages have been torn out. It's been a while since I opened it last. Let me see. At least the newspaper clippings are intact. When exactly are all these articles from, Professor? I'll explain more on the bus, but for now we need to get out of here before Flora returns. God, you are such a fucking asshole! In this respect specifically. Like, everywhere else, the professor is usually, like, decent, but level 5 just, like, hates Flora for some reason. Flora! I thought you might be hungry, so I made some little cucumber hey! Oh dear, where did they go? Go to Scotland Yard. About the notebook we picked up at your office together. Exactly what explosion were you researching? It all happened several years ago, when you were very small. Two scientists working in a physics lab unwittingly caused an explosion during an experiment. The explosion devastated the surrounding area. That must have been all over the news. You'd think so, wouldn't you? However, though many perished in the blast, few records of the accident remain. What happened? That's something I'm still trying to figure out for myself. But answer me this, Luke. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear of an explosion? The explosion of Dr. Stungun's time machine, of course. That was my first thought as well. I have a strong suspicion that these two incidents are connected, even though there's a ton of different ways that an explosion can happen. Why's that? Well, it's nothing more than a hunch, so I really can't say more right now. Oh, Professor, this is our stop. Here we are at Scotland Yard. There's no time to waste. We need to find the inspector. Okay, Scotland Yard. Meet with Inspector Chelmy. Guess we'll talk to you first. Welcome to Scotland Yard, headquarters of the London Police. How may I be of service to you? We're here to see Inspector Chelmy. Will you please let him know we'd like to speak with him? Unfortunately, the inspector is terribly busy right now. What's more, I have strict orders to issue this puzzle to all visitors.
Let's see if I've got this right. Few things satisfy like a puzzle solved.
That's correct, all right. Tremendous work as usual, Professor Layton. Oh, do you two know each other? Of course. That is, I know the professor. How could any self-respecting puzzle nut not know the name Layton? I'm a huge fan. I assume the puzzle I just solved was one of your own design? You got me there, haha! I just couldn't pass up the chance to have the Professor Layton solve my puzzle. I'll go ahead to let the inspector know you're coming. His office is just up those stairs on the 2nd floor. Thank you very much. Alright. Right, first... gotta look for hint coins, baby. Nothing like a nice cup of tea to soothe jangled nerves. Good day, Barton. Good day to you, sir. Barton, we wish to have a few words with the inspector, but I don't see him here. I don't see him here either. I was led to believe he was here. In his office? Yes, he was. Then he got up and left. It was all very sudden. I, too, am puzzled by his sudden disappearance. Barton, I sincerely hope you're not spreading misinformation about me. I just told you that I needed to pop downstairs to see the commissioner. Ah, yes. You did say that, sir. Use your ears, Constable. You'll never move up in the force if you don't learn to listen. I mean, he's right. Greetings, Inspector. Ah, apologies for not saying hello, Layton. What a surprise to see you. Welcome to my humble office. Forgive the sudden intrusion, Inspector. I heard that you're leading the investigation on the Prime Minister's disappearance. I am, and as it's you I'm speaking with, I'll be quite candid. This case has me completely baffled. Dozens of eyewitnesses, myself included, and not one blasted lead to work with. Since you were there, I might as well hear your take on things. Have a seat. I was questioned the day of the incident, but maybe our chat will uncover some new theories. We've already established that you were there when the explosion occurred. Yes, I certainly was. Yeah, you know shit's serious when Chelmy is, like, willingly giving you information. Then you must believe, as I do, that there was no way anyone could have survived that blast. Not that quack stun gun, not his staff, and, though I hate to say it, not the Prime Minister. But what confounds me is that not a single trace of the lot remains. What do you mean by that? What I mean is, we've canvassed the whole place and haven't found a thing related to the victims. No bodies, no clothing, and no shoes. Not even so much as a pocket watch or a ring. All we recovered from the scene was the 10 tons of scrap metal that used to be the machine. No people, though. There were 8 of them, sir. What? Did you say something just now, Constable? There were 8 of them, sir. 8 people vanished. Ah, yes. According to eyewitness reports, 8 people vanished from the scene. That group consisted of Stun Gun, a handful of his assistants, and the Prime Minister. Now how in the world do 8 people just vanish? It's like a blasted magic trick. Miracle Mask vibes. Don't worry, Inspector. From what I've heard, the Prime Minister is still alive. Ah, young Luke, be a good lad and keep quiet, alright? The adults are having a serious conversation here. If you're bored, why don't you and Barton go play in the hall? Inspector, I assure you Luke isn't making this up. There's a very real possibility that Bill Hawks is alive. What? Well, don't leave me here scratching my head like a fool. Explain, Layton. Before I do, I must ask a favor of you first. And what would that be? Do you recall the explosion that occurred at the Polydimensional Research Institute 10 years ago? What did you just say? I'll take that as a yes. It is imperative that I see any and all case files on that incident. You just might be onto something here, Layton. What do you know? Nothing at the moment. but I have a suspicion your current case and this old one are linked in some way. I'd like to help, really I would, but those files are sealed and require top-level clearance. Even a high-ranking officer like myself would have trouble getting his hands on those. I see. I had hoped a man of your status might have the influence necessary to acquire those documents. Unfortunately, it seems I may have hoped for too much. I'm sorry to have asked the impossible of you. Wait just a moment, Layton. I might be able to get you access to the case file. Excellent. I would be extremely grateful for that. Just one thing, though. These documents don't come for free. I want to hear everything you know or suspect about the Prime Minister's whereabouts. Of course, once I've seen the documents and I'm sure my theory is sound, every detail will be yours. Barton, head down to the archive room and find those old files. Tell them you're there on my orders. Right away, sir. Those files can't leave the archive. You can read them there. Head downstairs past the lobby into the basement. Much appreciated, Inspector. But first I gotta look for hit coins in your office. Damn, you got a lot of paperwork, buddy. Hello. What's up, Barton? Welcome to the archive. I've gathered all the files pertaining to the explosion. Thank you, Barton. Your hard work has saved us considerable time. Ew! These documents are all mildewy and covered in dust. These files are off limits to most people. You're the first to touch them in a long time. I see. Hand some of those over and I'll help you look through them. Where should I start? I appreciate the offer, but I should handle these myself. They are top secret after all. Of course, I understand. So I guess I'm just Luke now. I'm gonna poke around and look at shit. It's ever so gloomy in here, and musty. Ooh, what's over here? Got a hint coin. Alright, Barton, help me pass the time. You know, it seems like the inspector is always yelling at you. Don't you ever get tired of it? It's not so bad. Sure, he scolds me, but only when he has good reason to, which is often, unfortunately. Oh. I make a lot of mistakes, so I get yelled at a lot. He's always telling me I lack insight on cases and don't, pay attention. Which is completely understandable. I just get distracted and then I make mistakes. Aw, chin up, Barton. Everyone makes mistakes. Heck, even I make them all the time. I goof up pretty bad sometimes. Why, just the other day, I found myself in the most ridiculous predicament. I'd say ADHD king, but he's a top, so he's no king. You need to get your car into the parking spot marked by the flag in the middle of the grid below. As you can see, you can only enter the spot from one side. When you encounter an X, you must turn left or right. When you encounter an O, you must continue going straight. Also, your car is a bit of a clunker and can't go in reverse. Draw a line from your car into the parking spot.
This one's as good as solved. I don't know what to say.
Okay, so I'm doing it correctly so far, I just can't figure out this last bit of actually getting it into the parking spot. I'm almost positive it's this.
This one's as good as solved.
That's what I put in last time, what the hell?
Phew, that's a relief.
I thought I, like, missed one line or something. Wonderful work, Luke. I bet you never give the professor any cause to yell at you. Well, he's not really the yelling type. But it's true that I never let a puzzle go unsolved. I've got his reputation to protect. Oh dear, I never considered the possibility that my goof-ups would harm the inspector's reputation. Don't worry, Barton. What's most important is to try your best. If only I could convince the inspector to see things that way. Luke, come here. I think I've found what we came here for. What is it, Professor? That file yielded some very valuable information, Luke. What exactly did you find out, Professor? Let's just say I'm very confident the Prime Minister's still alive. However, the only way to save him is to travel to the other London where he's being held. You think he might be trapped in the future? Perhaps. Let's bring this discussion to the inspector. Well, Layton, did your investigation bear any fruit? It did indeed. To start, allow me a few questions. Inspector, were you involved in the investigation into the explosion at the Institute 10 years ago? Yes, I was there. Ages ago it was. I remember I had just been promoted to assistant inspector. I see. And do you remember the names of the scientists thought to have caused the explosion? Let me think. It's coming back to me. One man's name was Allen. Dimitri Allen. Weren't there two scientists implicated? Do you remember the second scientist's name? It was quite a long time ago, you know. I see you're having some difficulty remembering. Well then, what about the victims? Do you remember much about them? The explosion caused substantial damage to the area and destroyed the neighboring apartment complex. One of the lab assistants perished in the explosion, as did several tenants in the building next door. Strangely enough, though, I think both of the scientists involved in the experiment survived. That was very informative, Inspector. Good, because I've got a few questions of my own now. How do you think this old case relates to my current one? This is just a theory, but I think the Prime Minister is being held somewhere beyond the influence of Scotland Yard. Do you mean to say he's being held captive in another country? You may find what I'm about to tell you hard to believe, but I think Bill Hawks is being held captive in the future. If this is your idea of a joke, I'm not laughing. I can understand your skepticism. Thank you for all your help today, Inspector. Should I learn anything else about the Prime Minister's whereabouts, you will be among the first to know. Come, Luke, let's be off. Now wait right there! We had a deal. Surely you've got more for me than that far-fetched theory. Inspector, I've told you as much as I know at the moment. Now please excuse us. I just gonna leave him hanging like that. Damn. I mean, it's Chelmy, so I don't really feel bad about it. Now that we got what we came for, let's go back to the clock shop. Cog's waiting for us. Okay, Professor. You throw out that he's in the future and Chelmy is just like, you gotta be joking, and then you just leave? Ah, it's you again. Where are you heading now, small fry? I can't say. It's a secret. Well, I was going to offer you a puzzle, but you look like you're in a hurry, so forget about it. What's that? You've got a puzzle that needs solving? Ooh, I've got your attention now, don't I?
This one's as good as solved.
Oh, come on.
Let me think this through again.
Okay. 50% chance of getting it right this time. But the premise is, there are 3 sheets of transparent plastic with different patterns painted on them. If you layer them correctly, a checkerboard pattern appears. And the order in which you layer them is important, and you can't flip or rotate the sheets. Which sheet goes on the very bottom, A, B, or C? It's gotta be B then. Because C being on top is the only way you're gonna get that corner to be the right color.
How about this? Phew, that's a relief.
Splendiferous job! Thanks, man. I suppose we have to head back to future London now, huh? What's the matter, Luke? Are you scared of traveling through time again? Yes, I mean, no. As long as I don't have to do it alone. Of course not. I'll be right here with you. First on the agenda is heading to Chinatown to meet future Professor Layton, right? That's right, and if my guess is correct, we'll find the Prime Minister there as well. Do you think we'll run into trouble along the way? Considering the warm welcome we received from the family at the casino, I'd say anything's possible. Luke, there's no telling what kind of dangers await us in the future. Maybe it would be best for you to remain here in our time. What kind of an apprentice would I be if I left you to face danger all alone? Of course I'm coming too. Chapter 6, Traveling Companions? Question mark? Alright, what mischief did you two get yourselves into? I'm imagining in that last scene, Chelmy was like, okay, I'm gonna give Layton one chance to not be a total freak. Maybe we can be friends. And Layton was like, it's time travel! And Chelmy was like, okay, get out of my office. Excuse me? I have no idea what you're talking about. No point playing innocent, boy. Old Stetson Scarfin knows more than you think. They might be slightly obscured, but I do have eyes, you know. And these eyes can see the laws right on your tail. I don't follow. Say no more, boy. Just know that I'm always on your side. If you call me, I'll come running. Thanks, I guess. Well, we ought to be off now, Luke. I have the feeling that things are about to get interesting. Luke, do you remember the secret knock Bigger Luke used when we last tried to enter the clock shop? Of course. Allow me, Professor. Come on in. Welcome back, Professor. Sorry to keep you waiting. Where's Cog, by the way? Oh, the same place as always, in the back, tinkering with that clock. Tee-hee-hoo. My man Cog is just always playing with his cock. Welcome back, you two. I take it you found the information you were after. We did. Hopefully Luke's not tired of waiting for us back in the future. Yes, we mustn't keep young sir waiting. Young sir? Oh, did I just call Luke sir? Sorry, it's an old habit from being in the service industry. My mind's just not as sharp as it used to be, you know. I make mistakes like that often. Someone's at the door. You can't just force your way onto private property. It's illegal, not to mention ungentlemanly. Madam, I'm no gentleman. I'm an officer of the law, and I'm here on an important investigation. What's Inspector Chelmy doing here? You tailed us, didn't you, Inspector? Be that as it may, Spring is right. Forcing your way in here is quite rude. Say what you will, Layton. The fact remains that our Prime Minister is missing, and if I have to crash a few parties to find him, then that's how it has to be. And I'll keep crashing them until you lay your cards on the table, Layton. All of them. I can't believe you, Professor. And you too, Luke. Flora! You two ran off and left me on my own again, and after I made you those nice cucumber sandwiches. Flora, please try to understand. We just didn't want to put you in a dangerous situation. I don't buy it. The real reason you won't take me is because you think I'll get in the way. No, that's not it at all. Flora, you have to understand. You could be put in harm's way. It's for your safety that I don't know anyone else in this town. What am I supposed to do when you two run off? Stare at the wall? Oh, now that's really fun. And by really fun, I mean not fun at all! When you put it that way, I can see where you're coming from. Now, Luke, listen here. You know, Layton, I think the girl has a point. You may be leaving her behind out of concern, but that doesn't mean much if it upsets her so. Inspector, you too. Oh, whoops, that was Luke's voice on Layton. Whoops. Sorry to butt in, but we've got to keep this show on the road. We can't keep Luke waiting any longer. I have to start her up now. But there are several people here who have nothing to do with the matter at hand. As far as I'm concerned, the more people we've got, the merrier. That's ridiculous. I beg you to reconsider. Sorry, Professor. We've got to go. Hold on, everyone. Hold on? What for? Okay, end of the line. Everyone out. What in the world just happened? My stomach's doing backflips again. What was all that? Step outside and see for yourself, Inspector. That should serve as sufficient explanation. I don't know what you're getting at, but fine. Barton, let's step outside. Just a moment, sir. I'm feeling a touch queasy. Actually, make that quite queasy. Pull yourself together, Constable. We're going out. Please don't jostle me. I'm feeling a bit green. Are you okay, Flora? It was a rather shaky trip. I'll say, time travel really takes it out of you. I'm a bit dizzy. Oh no, someone catch her! No one caught her. Like, are we just dragging Flora's body along with us while she's passed out? They're gonna institutionalize Flora for hysteria at some point? Layton, what's all this? What happened to London? We're still in London, Inspector. We've just been transported 10 years into the future. But that's impossible! Isn't it? Or is it possible, Layton? One thing is for certain, we're no longer in the London we knew. Well, there will be time for debate once my work is done. I seem to recall you saying something about the Prime Minister being trapped in the future, yes? Yes, I'm by no means certain, but it remains a definite possibility. Well then, what are we standing around here for? The hunt is on, Barton. We're off to find the Prime Minister. You know, Inspector, we may have better luck tracking him down if we work together on this case. That's enough from you, Layton. The fact remains that you're a civilian. I'll handle this on my own. Where's the other Luke, Professor? Now that you mention it, we never decided on a meeting place. Perhaps it's time to pay Shipley a visit. Of course, he can get us in touch with bigger Luke. Shall we head over to the arcade restaurant then? How is he in the future again? Well, look who's back. Mr. Stachenskarfen? The one and only. And who's your feathered friend there? Oh, you mean Marth. Alright, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Bird. Say, seeing as how you're a dependable bunch, I've got a favor to ask. Lately, I can't get enough of mushrooms. Especially this one little red delectable variety. That's where you come in. I'd like you to seek out one of those fine fungi and bring it round to me. A little delectable red mushroom. I haven't a clue where we can pick up one of those. Alright, Marth knows. Marth will go grab it. Now that's the kind of can-do attitude I like, Bird. But are you really up to the task? Marth's no regular bird. This should be a snap for him. Marth can now take requests from people you meet during your adventure. Help Marth complete the tasks requested in the parrot minigame available in the trunk. The more requests you succeed in filling, the more clever Marth becomes. If you complete enough requests, he'll start to help you find hidden hint coins, just like the hamster and just like iDog. See if you can help Marth fill every delivery request you come across. Let's get this show on the road. Open the parrot minigame in the trunk and select my request. Come on now, how hard can it be to get one measly mushroom? Now hurry up with that fungus. I can't get enough of those little red mushrooms. You just have to bring me one. He really is Mario. Your parrot has... Okay, yep. I know, we did the tutorial already. Deliver package. It even looks like a Mario mushroom. Oh, I can only do 3. Whoops. Let's see what that looks like. No! He went off screen! There we go. But I love the fact that you can basically just, like, slingshot the bird off screen. I know you're just the perfect for the job. Or, I knew you're just the fellow for the job. This is a perfect specimen. Alright, specimen? You just go on like that and you'll become a fine delivery parrot. Alright, love me. Delivery. Delivery. You've earned this person's gratitude with your expert delivery skills. Okay, I guess I have some gratitude now. You must make okay. That was me trying to go back to the restaurant, idiot. It's not delivery, it's mirth. I just remembered something. What's that, Professor? We've neglected to explain the situation to Flora. God, even when she's right there, they still forget about Flora. Jesus Christ. Layton, you're the worst father. I mean, like, no wonder he goes missing by the time Catriel gets her own game. You're right! It completely slipped my mind. I hate women. No worries. I'm just happy to be along for the ride and not, you know, left behind as usual. I'm certainly not shaking with repressed rage. Be that as it may, I think an explanation is in order. Let's stop by the hotel for a quick chat. Okay, Professor. I'm sorry, but only registered guests are permitted to enter that area. My name's Flora. I'm a guest at the Professor's and Luke's. Well, sort of. Actually, what really happened is I followed them here because they ran off without me. They're always doing that, and to be honest, it really hurts my feelings, and... Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take up your time chattering so much. Flora, what on earth are you going on about? Don't mind her, Becky. Flora can be a bit awkward around new people. Also, she's crazy and she's a woman and we hate her. Oh, I would never pry into a guest's personal affairs. That's against hotel policy. I'll be off now. Have yourselves a pleasant day, misogynist bastards. I hope Becky doesn't look down on us for running out on Flora. She can and should. What a charming room. I'm glad you like it, Flora. Be sure to get you one of your very own later. Oh, no need for that. I'm happy to stay in this one with you two. We'll just put up a screen. Luke, you're the smallest, so you can sleep in that chair there. Then I can take one of the beds, and the professor can take the other bed. That's ridiculous! I'm way too big to fold myself into a chair! We can discuss this issue more later. For now, let's try to bring you up to speed, Flora. Alright, so what's the skinny? Right now, we are in a town that looks very much like London, but is fundamentally different. Make no mistake, the city is a far more dangerous place than our London. How so? What he's trying to say is that we've traveled through time! This is London 10 years in the future! What? We're currently working with a young man who identifies himself as Luke. According to him, in the 10 years between his time and ours, I became a rather unsavory individual. And here in the future, I rule over the city with an iron fist. This young man is working with us to try and stop my evil future self. Wow, that's an awfully complicated story. Did you follow all of it? I just want to make sure your tiny female brain can handle it. Yes, I think so. Can you imagine the professor's a crime boss? This is something I've just got to see. Oh, I just thought of something. What's up? If both you and the professor have counterparts here, I should too, right? Sure, I don't see why not. But you haven't seen future Flora here. Nope, not yet anyway. But didn't it strike you as strange that you hadn't seen me? We've had a lot going on since we came here, and we really haven't had much time. Also, we kind of figured we'd just dump you in a few years or something, and you wouldn't be here anymore. I guess I just thought the two of you would have been more concerned about my well-being in the future, you know, since you're so concerned about it now. There, dear. Don't get upset now. Now calm those womanly emotions, and what do you say we brighten up those spirits with a trip to one of the best restaurants in the city? Dude, I really fucking hate Layton right now! I can't handle it. Like, I completely forgot just how many shitty things they do and say to Flora, just like back to back to back in this game. Oh, that sounds wonderful. Let's go. Whew. Nice save, Professor. You're teaching me that women can be bought. And I don't have to respect their feelings if I can just buy them food and presents. Hey, what the fuck? Dean Delmona. Oh, fancy seeing you here, Herschel. Have you been well? Yes, thank you. You're looking quite well yourself. Spry, even. Oh, heavens. This old man's growing older by the day. One look at my head of white hair will tell you that. Yes, I thought something was different about you. Some people say silver hair makes a man look distinguished, but I was partial to my brown hair. You know, Herschel, London's full of people quick to sully your name, but I don't believe in one of them. That was quite a shock, Professor. We saw the Dean only hours ago, yet he's aged a full 10 years. Yes, time certainly appears to have left its mark on the Dean. Is something the matter? Not at all. I just needed a moment to think. Let's be on our way. Something is very wrong when Layton pauses like that. Arcade restaurant. What's up, Shipley? Greetings, Shipley. Excellent timing, Professor. I just received a message for you from Luke. He would like you to go to the observatory in the park north of here. See that you're not followed. This park is the one on the road that joins Flatstone Street with Midland Road, correct? That's the one. Luke will be there waiting for you. Why do we need to make sure we're not being followed? Sounds like someone out there may be monitoring our movements. Flora, are you paying attention to what's being said? This is very important. Of course I'm listening. Moving around in a group of 3 will make us more conspicuous. I know you don't want to be left alone, but I think it would be best if you waited for us at the hotel. God, they won't stop trying to get rid of her! Laura, please say please say fuck. Please say fuck you, bastard, I hate you. Please, like, let him have it. Give him the finger. As soon as we're done talking with the other Luke, we'll come get you. No. I'm coming with you. No, Flora. Oh, come on, Professor. Let her come along. We'll do our best to be stealthy on our way to the park. I don't know about this. I don't know how to handle women. It'll be fine. Besides, it might be more dangerous to leave Flora all by herself. I suppose you might have a point. Where we're heading could lead us into some very dangerous situations. Are you sure you want to come along with us? Of course I do. I'm not scared. Well, that settles it. Let's get moving. Sorry, Luke, but we've got no choice to put our dinner plans on hold again. I understand, Professor. No one wants to eat more than I do, but we shouldn't keep Luke waiting. Well then, what are we waiting for? Off we go! Hey, it's like we just saw you 5 minutes ago. You there, with the shady expression. Look me in the eyes when I talk to you. I'm reading here. Why don't you buzz off? Listen, hooligan, I'm acting under the authority of Scotland Yard. I demand that you comply with my investigation. Scotland Yard? Big deal. It's been years since the police had any power in this town. No power, you say? You do well to take a close look at the fellow before you. The very sight of these fists sent thugs running for the hills. Whoa there, buddy, settle down. Somebody help me. This weirdo's getting too close for comfort. Inspector, calm yourself. Ah, Luke. Not now, lad. I'm putting the screws to this dubious fellow here. Inspector, please. I can vouch for this man. He's an ordinary citizen. Oh, so he's a friend of yours, Layton? You should have said so earlier. You're off the hook, newspaper boy, but listen well, because I'll only say this once. Thanks, I'm listening. The soul of Scotland Yard and what it stands for is immortal, even in a corrupt pit of depravity like this. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got an investigation to attend to. Good day, Layton. Whew, thanks for saving me from that loon. What was all that gibberish about Scotland Yard? The inspector doesn't mean any harm. He just tends to get a little worked up. I can't seem to open the door to the observatory. Is that so? It appears that a puzzle is locking the door, as per frickin' usual. I guess you're right. Worry not, Luke. I'll solve this puzzle and have us through the door before you know it. Gravity maze, that sounds fun. Move the red and blue blocks to their respective spaces. Tap the arrow buttons at the bottom to rotate the playing field by 90 degrees. Blocks fall downward and there's nothing under them. Okay. So it's a fun little rotatey puzzle. What do you know? We did it!
Let's see if I've got this right. Just as I suspected.
That did it, Luke. The lock is disabled. And the door is open. Thank you for meeting me here. I know it's a bit out of the way. I wanted to make sure you weren't followed, and this place afforded me the best view to do that. Have you made any progress in your investigation? We've encountered some unexpected turns, but on the whole, it's going rather well. I can't believe I'm meeting Luke from the future. Huh? Oh, Flora, it's you. I didn't recognize you there for a moment. You'll have to excuse me. This is all a bit unexpected. It's nice to know some things never change. I see you're still easily flustered. You're one to talk, as I recall. You're pretty easily flustered yourself. But it's good to see you. You look well. Yes, Flora would be one of the unexpected turns in question. Inspector Chelney and Barton are here as well. Well, I'm not too surprised by the inspector's arrival. That man lives for police work. Are you saying you expected him to tail us back here? Expected? No. But I acknowledged it as a possibility. Enough chatter for now. We need to discuss how we're going to get back into Chinatown. We need to discuss how we're going to get into Chinatown. We haven't a chance of getting through unless we get those guards to leave the gate. And you found a way to lure them away, haven't you? Yes. See, the guards don't hang around the area all the time. They only man their positions there when Layton tells them to. In other words, my future self has some reason to post watchmen in the area. I confess that could be my fault. I've been doing a lot of reconnaissance in the area and may have been spotted. Anyway, the crucial point to take away is that the guards will leave their posts if their boss says to. I understand, but how do we get my future self to issue that order? Luckily, Layton almost never interacts directly with his low-level grunts. Instead, he has his lieutenant Bostro give out the orders. I'm sure you remember him. He was that giant thug giving orders at the casino. Yes, I know who you're talking about. If the thugs by the gate hear Bostro tell them to get lost, I'm sure they'll abandon their posts. Then all we need to do is record Bostro's voice and play it back for the guards. Well done, little Luke. But have you figured out how to reproduce Bostro's voice? I seem to remember you picking up a new friend near the river who boasts impressive vocal talents. Of Of course, Marth! We can get him to mimic Bostro's voice. That's the idea. But how do we get Marth to learn how to say "get lost" in Bostro's voice? That could prove quite difficult. Nah, "get lost" is something of a catchphrase for Bostro. He's always yelling it. I've spent quite a few afternoons spying on the man. He uses it at least a dozen times a day. That's not a very nice thing to say. Well, he's not a very nice fellow, as you may have noticed. That catchphrase is our ticket into Chinatown. We should start looking for him immediately. Alright, Bostro's likely somewhere in the vicinity of the casino. Heading back to that area is a dangerous move, but we should start our search for him there. Chapter 7, Chinatown. Now, I think leaving off at this... Leaving off at this point is a good place to stop for the okay, I know, just say I'm doing it again. This is where I'm gonna kill the stream for now. Now, I know usually my next stream would be on Wednesday, but that happens to be my dad's birthday, so I will not be streaming Wednesday night. In exchange, I'm gonna let you guys tell me if you would rather me to go ahead. I could stream tomorrow night instead, or I could double up Thursday, Friday. If anyone has a preference, speak now. Tomorrow it is. That's an excellent choice because I believe within within the boundaries of next stream we're gonna meet the real villain of this game. So gonna be a very cutscene, plot heavy sort of stream. And also, just while I'm kind of thinking ahead here, once I finish Unwound Future, of course we still have the prequel trilogy left, but I think as a quick breather in between the main Layton trilogy and the prequels, I'm gonna play another DS game from, I think it came out the same year as Curious Village did. It's another, like, visual novel, not quite as puzzle heavy, but it's one of my favorite, like, to me, it's my favorite DS game that no one else in the fucking world has ever played. It's called Time Hollow, and you can look up the general concept if you want, but I think it'll be very good to follow up Unwound Future with, because it's very, time travel kind of centric, too. And it's really a pretty it's really a pretty quick game. So it shouldn't be any longer than the average, like, Layton stream, but I just want to use that as a bit of a buffer between the two Layton trilogies. And also because I'm, like, dying for any excuse to show it off, because, like I said, I with how little, like, attention it got, like, even at the time it came out, I honestly feel like I'm the only person who's ever played it. And the only people I know who have played it are people that I, like, foisted it onto and was like, here, I know you have a DS, I'm gonna lend you this game and you have to play it. It's called Time Hollow. Now, beware of spoilers, but the general, like, visual and concepts are pretty cool. Okay. I believe that's gonna do us for tonight. Thanks to everybody who came by the stream and stuck around, and special thanks to Nikki to hanging out on her birthday. Yeah, I don't have any other business to take care of, but I will see you guys tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Hope you all have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow evening.